Art Can Be a Struggle Towards Freedom by George Sidney Arundale, read by Dave Marsland of Cardiff Theosophical Society. Art can be a struggle towards freedom. Modern forms of art are often struggles, some of them but vague gropings, to escape the conventional limitations of art. Art can have no limitations. There can be no man-formed code of art or of artistic appreciation. In art, it cannot be said that this is right and that is wrong, for immediately a static condition thereby becomes induced. And, while from one standpoint a piece of art must convey form and colour and sound, even if there be form alone, from another standpoint there enter the elements of self-expression and of perception. A child's so-called crudity may be far more full of meaning, may be far more artistic than the so-called finished product of the conventional artist. In what are called futuristic or cubist or surrealist productions, there may often be an apparent flouting of form or of colour or of sound. That is to say, a flouting of the accepted conventions with regard to all these. Yet either they may be expressions of a longing to escape from the restrictions of existing forms and colours and sounds, or they may be gropings towards, possibly in, regions of consciousness normally shut off from the intrusions of man. Expressions into, for us, virgin consciousness, or they may also be reflections of those downward tendencies in living to which a proportion of humanity seems ever to be addicted. Epstein, for example, genius as he is a master of death rather than of life. We cannot help being fascinated by his works, while we are turning away from most of them with the feeling that they are wrong, even though greatly wrong. It is because of the greatness in the wrong that we feel the morbid attraction. It is because of the wrong that we feel repelled. He takes our reverence, our admiration, our compassion, and smashes them to pieces against the impenetrable walls of his perversity. We are left greatly lifeless. Observing art as life, that is to say, observing in life its constructive positiveness, in its natural foreflowing, it seems that its truest expression, or should we say its most original expression, lies in a simplicity vibrant with complexity. The single note, purified into its essential simplicity. The single colour, purified into its essential simplicity. The single form, purified into its essential simplicity. These are, perhaps, the truest reflections in these lower worlds of ours of life at its highest. But in each simplicity, an infinite wealth must be inherent, to be revealed on due occasion. To express this idea in common terms, it may be said that while a melody is the final simplicity in sound, yet unless it be vibrant with unrevealed yet immanent harmony, it has not achieved its real purity. The creative spirit and intimations of the creative spirit must animate all things. Hence, the true artist seeks the simple, but remains uncontent until he has found that simplicity which throbs with unborn changes. His the priesthood of such simplicity. At its altar he worships. Priest of its communion is he to those who have learned to kneel, even though they have not yet learned to minister.